Okay, so I just saw this, the Twilight, the new moon or whatever, and I don't like this movie. And from a feminist perspective, at least from this feminist perspective, I don't think this is a very good movie at all. So I'm going to tell you why. Okay, let me break it down for you. First, this girl, Bella, is with this vampire and all his vampire buddies, and she tried to be killed several times. She almost died, and so what she's having nightmares about? Getting old. Okay, whatever. But they're at a party, and his friend goes ape shit on her and tries to fucking eat her. So, what do you think he does the next day? Does he kick his friend's ass and tell him, hey, motherfucker, you touch my woman and I will kick you? No. He breaks up with her. Because you gotta choose the bromance over the romance. So he breaks up with her and pushes her away. And what does she do? How does she handle it? Does she say, fuck that motherfucker. His friend tried to eat me and he chose his friend over me? Fuck him. No. She gets suicidal. Because we all get suicidal when the man we love leaves us and we just can't go on. So she's suicidal, and do her friends and her family have an intervention for her? Tell her, bitch, you're fucking crazy. No. It just intrigues this muscle guy. The Jacob guy. Because nothing intrigues a man like a crazy bitch. So he's chasing her, he likes her, and they're kind of, getting romantic, whatever. So they go to the movies, and they sit down, and they're with another little nerdy guy. Nice guy. No harm. And he tells her, I know you like me, I like you too, give me a chance. I promise you, I will never do to you what this other guy did. Which was turn his back on her, right? This is the promise he makes. And the very next thing that happens is this little nerdy guy comes up, and all of a sudden he gets fucking violent. And kick your ass. And so what does she do? What is just put a red flag up? Wow, this guy's kind of violent. I better not go there. No, it intrigues her more. Because nothing spells a good guy like a violent tendency. So the next day she calls him, and what happens? He doesn't answer her calls. He doesn't answer her calls. He doesn't return her calls. He doesn't go see her. He does to her exactly what the other guy did. He turns his back on her. So what does she do? How does she handle it? Does she, motherfucker, did the same shit to me and motherfucker, both of you. No, she chases him. She chases him. She burns up his phone. She shows up at his house. She talks to his friends. And no. She stalks him. Because that's what you're supposed to do when a man turns his back on you. You either get suicidal or you stalk him. Right on. So he shows up at her house. And all he says is, I have a secret. And do you think she even reads his rights even once or wiggles her head at him at all? No, she melts. I know, it's okay. You have secrets, it's okay. You treated me like shit. It's okay. You broke your promise already. And it's the first fucking day we were supposed to be together. It's okay. I forgive you. So they're in the truck after she finds out he's a werewolf and what have you. And she meets his boy's old lady who has a scratch on her face. I say old lady. I'm Mexican, so in the onda we call him old lady. So she has a scratch on her face, and he said, "This is how she got hurt. This is the tendency we have as werewolves, and I don't think we should be together because I could be violent with you." And so what does she say? I won't let you be violent with me. And he's like, well, how will you stop me? And she's like, I will stop you because I will tell you that you're amazing. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, let me tell you something. I may have my problems in the past, substance abuse, now I'm sober, whatever. But no man has ever put a hand on me. And I'm not saying that I'm some sort of a badass, no. But there's something either in the way I was raised or in my instincts that I've always been able to smell or see those little warning signs. And let me tell you something. When a man tells you that he is a violent person and could hurt you, or that he has a substance abuse problem, or that he's an asshole, or what, you fucking listen to him. You listen to him. And that's what's wrong with movies like this, because it gives girls the impression that they're saying it to add drama to the relationship and that it just makes it all so much more amazing, and you can stop a guy from hitting you by telling him that he's amazing. And no, when a guy tells you he's dysfunctional and dangerous, you listen. Oh, I can't say this enough. So, her girlfriend, the female friend, senses she's in danger, and so does this Eric guy. So the female friend drops everything and goes to see her fucking ass, because if you got to take a knife out of somebody's hand, you got to do that shit in person. But the Eric guy basically does the bare minimum, and he calls her. He calls her. He gets one hang up on her, or a hint that there might be a funeral. And so what does he do? He goes to kill himself, because everybody just is so ready to kill themselves. But the female friend that came all the way over there, that tells you something. But, okay, so she gets a premonition that Eric can be in trouble. Now, Eric turned his back on her. He, showed up in the smoke saying, don't do this, it's dangerous, but never actually came over there to her to stop her and tell her, bitch, stop being fucking suicidal. No. But she gets wind that he could be in danger, and what does she do? She drops everything and goes to save him. And then in the end, between the werewolf guy, who was, kind of violent, none of them are really great, but the werewolf guy who's always been there for her, and the pasty, awkwardly haired guy who turned his back on her completely, she chooses the one who turned his back on her completely. Now, I think this movie sent some very fucked up messages. One, when the man in your life that you love turns his back on you, leaves you in the fucking woods where you almost die, he could have at least, he can carry her and move her. He could have at least left her at a fucking corner store, whatever. But when he leaves you, you're supposed to either stalk him and burn up his phone and bug his friends and show up at his house, or you're supposed to kill yourself and be suicidal and do crazy shit. Two, when a man tells you he's potentially dangerous and he shows signs of dangerous, abusive tendencies, volatility, whatever, that you're supposed to just know that you can just tell him he's amazing and that'll keep you safe. No, it won't. And three, when it comes between a guy that's always been there for you and who is, in my opinion, better looking, or a guy that just completely turns his back on you, you're supposed to choose the guy that's less reliable. And I'm sure there's another one in there, but I'm just like, good. So, yeah, I don't fucking like this movie. I think it sends bad messages to impressionable young girls who practically fucking worship this movie. And I think it's very anti-feminist in that way. Maybe not on the patriarchy and the grander scale, and but personally, it doesn't nurture a woman's personal empowerment and her demanding to be treated well by the men in her life. So, that's my 2 cents. Thank you.